Going live.
Loading. You're alive.
Hello, everybody. First time on time. Yes, we did it. So here we are for the January AMA, Rocket.Chat. Here I'm here with Rodrigo, our CTO, and Lucia, who's our cloud engineer for the team.
Hey, folks.
And we got a bunch of questions to answer this time again, right? So this is going to be a special edition. We are actually doing a summit right now where everyone of the team around the world is here in Porto Alegre for us to meet and spread culture of the company and throughout the team. And we managed to get Lucia here with us to make a special appearance. So let's do this then. Okay, we're going to start with Lucia. Some questions for her, cloud team related. So which public cloud provider do we use for our hosted Rocket.Chat instances?
Yeah, so right now, AWS is our main infrastructure provider. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so for all the cloud instances run on
AWS. Yes.
We used something different before, right?
Yeah, we used Google Cloud before, and now we are in AWS.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So, okay, next one. Currently, you can choose. No. Another one. Which regions do we provide in our public cloud?
Yes. So we run all the Rocket.Chat instances in our cloud in US and Europe. So the regions are North Virginia in US and Frankfurt in Europe. You can choose to run on those places. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, next one.
It's the same for trials. If you want to try first to check the latency or which one fits best for you, depending on your location, you can choose this for trial migration afterwards.
Okay.
We used to have other different regions before, right?
We used to have US.
In another region, right? And was another city in
Ireland.
Ireland, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, now migrated to Frankfurt. Perfect.
Okay.
Next one.
Next one.
No.
Is the preview one?
Exports.
Okay. Is it possible to export data from Rocket.Chat Cloud?
Yes. So currently we do export on request. So you can send a ticket to support, and we provide all the data, so messages, attachments, everything. So you can restore this in a self-hosted instance, and you have the same information exactly to keep running the same service you had before. And in the future, we might allow this to be like service. An option, from the admin that you can export for yourself.
That's like a MongoDB then, right?
Yes. And also all your attachments are in a bucket. And it's also good for making backups. So it would be nice, like in the future, we provide this. So you can, instead of requesting,
just do by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next one. How often are updates enrolled to hosted Rocket.Chat instances?
Yeah. So, because currently, if you run in the Rocket.Chat in our cloud, there's still no option to upgrade it yourself, but we plan to make this available too soon. But for the auto rollout that we do right now, there's still a bit of a lag behind, so we can check because many customers have different integrations, so we need to make sure that everybody is migrated correctly. But currently, everybody's in version 2, and you can also request this by support if you want to be in a later.
You have to upgrade to the latest version.
Yes, or in a specific one.
Okay. And is there a minimum version you support? Like you can choose, but at least 2 point, I don't know.
Well, now everyone is in 2, but we could support the previous one. The rollback is not really.
I guess the main point is our support for the instance version, because we support just a few versions before the current one. So we are supporting the latest 2 major versions, I guess. So in a certain point, we will not be able to ask to install version 0 dot something, because you're not going to support the code. That's the reason we are not going to deploy on the cloud, because on the cloud we need to provide support as well. But in the range of the versions we are supporting, I guess that's the answer. You can ask to update to any of those versions.
Right. Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
And also, I think during the summit we will discuss this policy. So stay tuned in the docs for more information about this.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so next one. This one is from Whiskey. Okay, what's the turnaround on reviewing new Rocket.Chat apps? What about app updates? Okay, sometimes it takes a few pokes and pings to push an app through the review process. Is there going to be a set schedule in the future, 2 to 3 days, a week, a month? I enjoy making apps, but the review process takes so long, it kills my motivation to push out new apps. Yeah, sorry to hear that. But yes, it's kind of confusing right now, this whole approval process. We are getting on the way of making it more frequent, to say, let's say like that, because we are having some updates on our administration UI for apps. There is also a new beta version running of the publishers can also admin their own apps through the cloud system. So things look brighter in the future, yes. But we're still going to organize all this process. So again, stay tuned, and sorry for the inconvenience. And I answered that one because apps, Rocket.Chat apps I'm part of the team.
And I guess it's important to mention that we are trying to get more tooling to help us automate the review.
Yes.
So we can evaluate the code and check for some things automatically. That will help us. And as the dog said, we are launching the administrator page for the people, the developers, to publish apps. So this will help us as well, because there is an administration page for us to list all the apps, check the status, and manage that better. Before we had to do that on a notification to our Rocket.Chat channel, and we're missing which ones were pending reviews. So now it's much better to track all those apps. So I hope that will be improved soon.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Okay, next one.
Can you skip one?
You skip one.
What? Before? Yeah.
Okay, this one is the tricky one. We don't actually know, but let's go. From Frank.Adil. In general, the building process of apps for contributors don't account that many in the community are not as efficient as the devs with the frameworks. Some clear steps to help us get started would be welcome, especially for the mobile apps. So here we're not sure if the user is talking about Rocket.Chat apps or only the mobile apps. So I can say for the Rocket.Chat app side, we do have little documentation, and we have to do a big improvement on that front. We have been contacting some third-party services where we could maybe partner with to provide better documentation on some of our services, and this is definitely something we are going to focus throughout the year.
Yeah, I can say that we are going to discuss this topic in the summit, how we can improve our documentation. One is for the technical side, where we can probably moving some technical documentation to inside the code and generate that from the code. That will help us to keep all the documentation updated and version it, with documentation for each version. And it will help us to ask the community on the contributions for the requests to enter documentation for that code as well. And we will help the reviewers to review the documentation and the code together. So right now it's a different place and it's sometimes not synced, and it's hard to track those changes. The other part is the user guides and administrator guides and the developer guides. So we are hiring a technical writer that will be with good skills of development that will help us to develop those guides. We know that's something that we are missing, and it's important. For the user guide, especially because we have people that try and use Rocket.Chat and don't know how to use, so we are missing these guides. It's very important. And the developer guides, mainly for the Rocket.Chat apps, it's important. But we're going to develop some contribution guides as well. It will take more time because we're going to focus on the user and administrator guides first, but then we are going to improve the development guides as well. And since we're the app engine is already using TypeScript, that helps a bit because it's better organized. We're moving our Rocket.Chat core to TypeScript as well to help us, and we are changing the architecture a bit to help the contributions as well. So I hope all those changes will help the contribution from the community even more, merging or trying to merge as much as possible the documentation with the code. So in a single pull request, we can have both things. It will help us to review and will help us to ask to the community and to developers inside Rocket.Chat to provide documentation for that new feature or fix or so. I guess that's something, but just say that we are aware this is a problem that we need to improve.
And for communication with you guys from the dev team, the dev channel would be the place if they have any particular doubt, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Rocket.Chat apps. There is a channel, a public channel on our open server where you can ask questions. And
we have the dev channel, right? The dev channel is open for
as well. Yeah,
everyone's
open.
Mm-hmm. So for starting this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Next one, also from Frank. Can we have Electron app auto updates? Fixes and the ability to self-host the updates for those of us who had their branding theming. Okay, let's see. I think I can go on this one as well. Right. So about updating the Electron. Yeah, this is an old problem that we face, and we're facing a lot of issues regarding the Electron updater right now. But it's something where the front end team, more specifically, they're working on that. And but yeah, regarding the white labeled updates on that, we currently have no clear path where we can follow, as we have the auto updater already gives us a lot of headache regarding that. But it's a good point for us to.
Yeah, just need first to fix the auto update to work well. Then we can start studying how we can do the auto update for white labels. I'm even not sure how this will work. If the ones that we are distributing through the App Store, Mac App Store, for example, would be able to change the URL to update. I don't think so, but we may maybe to download the DMG or the installer from the place we are going to use, the white label version, and that white label version change the source to auto update. Probably that's the best solution, and probably the one desired here. But as you say, since it's not stable yet, I think that doesn't make sense to deliver this feature to everyone to be able to change this, at least right now, right?
Yeah. First things first.
Yeah.
Right. So next one from the user Dumitru. Okay, one of the oldest pull requests, there we go, direct messages between multiple users, and one of the most desired features has been postponed many times since 2017. As the code has been changed a lot, this pull request has been rebased multiple times to keep it up to date. Is there a chance that it will finally be merged in January 2020, following the latest promise?
Yeah, I can answer this. There is no chance to be merged on this month because we are almost on the release candidate date, and we still have some things to finish to merge that were planned for this release. And we are, of course, going to postpone some other things because, yeah, some delays, and the summit will reduce our time to work as well. So what I can say that this pull request, the direct message between, it's a DMing group, right? It's something that we have in our roadmap, internal roadmap, but the code that we have there is not exactly what you want to have to merge this. So you need to put some effort on top of that pull request to finish it with some change that we need to do. So because as you know that we need to take care of performance, security, and so on. That's not just merge that huge change and use the base code. But we added that feature to our roadmap 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, it wasn't in our internal list of features that we should merge. But I can say that it's coming soon, probably next release or the next one, March maybe, because we are. The main idea may change, but the main idea is to have the 3.0 this month and the 4.0 in March that we are going to deprecate, remove the 3.4 MongoDB version 3.4 and deprecate the 3.6, and there will be a merger version again. And then with this this major version, we probably are going to deliver this new feature together with the the chain messages.
The chain of events.
The chain of events, yeah. That will be a huge change, and both things are kind of going together because we need to change our schema for the DMing group to work, and chain of messages are going to change the schema as well. So we need to understand how those two things will work together, right? But the short answer for this is we're not going to release this month, this feature, and probably will be on the 4.0 on March. I hope that we may try to do this for February, but it's in our rather, and yeah, it's going to be merged. I hope soon. I promise you.
Just a little bit more patient.
Yeah, this kind of things happens because we had to work on some security things. I will answer some from the password field as well. So we are adding some other things like two-factor that was important for everyone. As you know that we are not just, we don't have just the community version, we have the enterprise version as well. But both versions we need to have security. So this two-factor is going to be on the community and on the enterprise as well. So to have a more secure software and let some companies, big companies, to start using Rocket.Chat, they need to have some security systems in place. And to be compliant with some other compliances, we need to have those features. So that's why we put that feature on top of the list and are going to delay the DMing group, but it is going to merge soon.
All right. Tough topic.
Yeah. Always. I answered that on some past email, right?
Not
promised
specific that one.
I guess we promised to January on the another past EMA. But yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Okay, next one from Dimitru as well. There were a couple of times mentioned a second attempt of improving threads functionality, namely not sending thread replies to the main channel. Any timeline of when this feature can see the light?
Yeah, that's more easy to to answer because we had a meeting last week about this, where we had a war room to discuss some things about how to be the perfect threading, to understand where we are wanting to go and what's the steps to achieve that. So we have right now a first prototype of the UI that our design team just delivered yesterday. So we are studying that, seeing what we need to change, and understanding if that's something that we want, if you like that, or if that would work. So we listed all the pain points. We compared with all the other systems that are doing threads as well. And our goal is to do a first round here internally, so we can have a first prototype at least good enough to open to the community. The next version will be open to you guys to send us your comments about that. And then after all this process, we are going to see the steps we are needing to develop to achieve this final version. So one of the points is to not send the thread on the main channel. And to solve this, we have more than one way. Like one is to give an option as is like this, or there is like everything to be a thread as Google Chat does. This time from the design team, how this could work better for us to merge the best of both worlds, or all the words that other systems are doing and what we are doing now on the solution that we want to deliver. So I hope that in the next weeks, we are going to open this design prototype for you. And then we are going to move to the development as soon as we have the opinions from the community. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so next one from user Rezipo7071. Okay, why did Rocket.Chat remove the change password field when creating or editing a user? Rodrigoc.
That's me.
Said the password field was removed due to security, but the argument misses Rocket.Chat is for enterprises or organizations who need to administer their environment. I do not want to add email to my Rocket.Chat when we added Rocket.Chat to replace email in our organization.
Yeah, that was a long topic on that issue. So I guess we answered some of those questions there. The point is, we tried to first mitigate or reduce the access of the administrator in some way. So in the perfect world, the administrator should not know the user's password. But we didn't realize that too many people were using Rocket.Chat without email or with fake emails. That was a wrong assumption that we did on that time. So when we start seeing that people were complaining about not being able to receive the password sent by email, and not being able to correct their email, or even not having email or SMTP configured, then we realized that we should take care of better on that change. Then we started proposing some improvements, like, well, if you don't have SMTP configured, we could show that password on the screen. in the way like if you have SMTP configured, all the users have verified emails, then you have a secured environment where the passwords would be sent via email and the administrators would not know the password. But since we started, the thread started to be too long and you didn't have any good decision to improvement and keeping at least a good configuration for security in that matter where the administrator should not know the user's password, then realize that, well, let's just bring back the password again, and we can discuss this better later. It may not never land in Rocket.Chat again, because we are going to discuss if you can have or can add options to the administrator to, I don't know, to the users maybe to know that administrators will not know the passwords in certain way. We are studying this better. But for sure, it was like a small change that we didn't take care correctly on all the scenarios that we could exist using Rocket.Chat. So we understand that people, enterprise users and organizations need to manage their users, but we still think that the administrators should not know the users' passwords. But as people explained on the issue, some of them need to know the passwords because they are like call center that people calls them to reset the password and just say the password on the phone. So the administrators can set the password. But for sure, if you're going to try to improve this or reduce the number of administrators knowing the password, we are going to make this optional in a way, at least to let the user know when the administrator is knowing the user's password or not. That's at least a way that we can improve this. Instead of like just forcing, we can just let the user know that the administrator will know or not know that password. That's something we can do. But as I said, we need to discuss this further and see how we can merge the both things, how the community are using Rocket.Chat and the security we are trying to achieve in a certain way. Yeah, and we can say that we are listening to the community, and we are always willing to revert things that we did wrong and discuss better. We are learning with these things, and I hope that will not happen again like this. I hope.
It was a nice discussion anyway. Lots of people participated.
Yeah.
It was good experience.
Yeah, it is.
It's true. Right. Next one from Risky again. Okay. A ton of effort has gone into moving away from Blaze templates and Meteor methods for React components and REST. Have you seen Svelte? It's interesting. It's an interesting framework. I'm seriously considering rewriting one of my production apps to use Svelte rather than using React. Okay, maybe Rocket.Chat should take this new approach into consideration, even though it would mean changing your front-end components yet again. I think the speed improvements over React alone could give RC a competitive edge over other platforms. And then he attached a video of a talk commenting on the pros and cons of React compared to Svelte. So have we considered Svelte?
No, I need to study this guy better, but it's not just to choose the better technology for our front end, because now, for example, now we are using we have moved our mobile apps to React Native, and one of the benefits is of using React on the cloud, on the web app as well, is to have the same technology on both clients, right? I'm not meaning that we are going to share components or share code, because code in some way you can share because it's still JavaScript, but you can at least share knowledge, right? You can share developers. So we can a developer can create a feature on the backend, on the web client, and on the React Native, because the web client, the React Native will be the same. We don't need to learn 2 different frameworks for the front end. On that matter, this Svelte will not help because it would be a different framework. And then the other point is how big is Svelte is, because like React is really big, and we have a lot of components that we can reuse. Have a lot of courses for people that are joining Rocket.Chat to learn React, to have more people that know React. Then Svelte is easy to hire people as well. So I see other points, not just the speed of the technology, but to be honest, I need to check and see how different is the speed to understand if that makes sense to start evaluating. But we're right now finishing our components in React. I would say that we're probably not going to change soon. We were working for a long time for these new components, and we started migrating the Rocket.Chat components now. I don't know if Svelte is compatible in some way with React, in a way that we could like change one component and still rendering inside a React component, like we're doing it between Blaze and React in a certain way. But the point is, we have other points to take consideration, like how to hire people, how to share knowledge and share resources, and maybe how to share components in a certain way. So yeah, and I don't know is Svelte good enough to be able to say that we could change to Svelte or not, because as I say, it's not just all about speed, right? But yeah, you take a better and a deeper look on the Svelte, and we can may bring this topic again in the future.
No. Everything is like a trade-off.
Yeah, always.
When you compare those kind of things.
And since you have just a few developers, and you need to take care of the community, take care of the internal roadmap, develop things, replace the components, and so on. If you're going like just to throw everything that we did with the new components in the trash and start again, then we keep delaying things like the DM group again, right? Because you take the time of the developers we have here. So yeah, I take in consideration and study better the Svelte. See how this goes.
Right. Okay, next one. From user ezoom777. Has anyone done a Flutter mobile app for Rocket.Chat?
That I know of. Yeah, no one that I am aware of. At least not inside Rocket.Chat. The Rocket.Chat team, we're not going to do this. Maybe in the future, who knows? Right? We developed the native ones, and then we migrated to the React Native. Maybe we migrate to Flutter. But as I said, right now we have a good scenario here where we have the front end and the mobile apps using the same technology, React Native. And Flutter is a different language, and it would be worse for us since you can't even share any logic, any package, or even the developers need to learn a new language. So right now we don't have any plans to start doing anything with Flutter, but maybe the community may start. And if they have any, they have started any project with Flutter I'm not aware of, I would like to know, because we can promote that. But I don't know if there is something from the community. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
That's all.
So I think that's it.
The last one.
Awesome. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the session of your January AMA, first one of 2020. Here goes for a good year ahead of us, hopefully. And watch the previous AMAs to check out what's been going on Rocket.Chat. We usually release also a video talking about the latest features that have gone into the newest release. And see you soon.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.